Good morning and welcome to Vlogmas vlog number 2. Today is December the 5th. I can't believe it's already the 5th. I don't know, like time I think moves faster as you get older, but if that's true, I'm kind of scared to know what my life's gonna feel like at 80 because I just feel like it's whizzing by me already, so that's kind of scary. But today is just gonna be a normal work day. Lots of fun content for y'all today. I am headed into the office. I actually have already been there this morning. I had to leave and do some errands, and a sweet friend of ours brought Jeff and I some Starbucks, and so it is fueling my day. Is anybody else an all-day coffee drinker? I come from a long line of all-day coffee drinkers. Like my entire family, I feel like it can be 9 o'clock at night and somebody will be like, hey, I'm gonna put a pot on, anybody want any? And so sometimes I have to like cut myself off, but today I am feeling the fuel. It's a Monday and I am super excited for the week ahead. I'm excited to get some stuff accomplished off of my to-do list, and it's gonna be a good week. Of course, I'll take you guys along. A quick reading update. I did read a little bit of Kiss the Girl last night, and as soon as I said that it was super clean, it still is clean, and I actually think that I read in a review that it is clean, it's closed door, but it all just depends on your definition of clean. I know I had some friends who prefer like no spice in their romances, and they had said they were gonna pick it up, and based on my claim in my last vlog that it was clean, so I just wanted to give that disclaimer. Like I said, no spice. I do still think it ends up being a closed door romance, but definitely like that tension is talked about. So anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there, make sure I did not mislead anyone, but it is still really cute. I do have a feeling that the ending, if it was any other kind of book, I might be a little bit disappointed. Not a lot, but a little bit. But again, with a Christmas book, for some reason, it just gets away with a level of cheese for me that it doesn't even bother me. So I'm really enjoying it. I don't even think I told you guys what that book is about. So let me backtrack. The book is following Grace and Noah, and the opening scene is Grace getting ready for her best friend's wedding. And if I remember right, it's like something is wrong with some of the decor. And so she's trying to fix it as the maid of honor doing her duties. And she ends up getting like flipped upside down in her bridesmaid's dress. And so she's like hanging there, and Noah walks out, and he is obviously like, what the heck is going on? And so he ends up helping her down, and it's this whole embarrassing moment. Like that's what starts off their relationship. And then of course they get sat next to each other at the reception, and so it just goes from there. It is a fake dating romance trope because Grace is only in town to help her parents. Her dad is sick with cancer, and so she's in town to help him run their family hardware store. And Noah is a teacher, which I love that he's a teacher. That's one of my favorite things about his character. And he's also a football coach, and he wants the head football coach position, but kind of in order to get that, he needs to prove that he's going to be around long term for him to really get that position, because his boss, the principal, is kind of looking at him like a single guy, young, no kiddos. He doesn't really have any ties here, and we don't want to hire a head coach and then have to rehire a head coach next year because he moves off. And so he kind of has to prove that to the principal, and Grace is not interested in a relationship with him, even though she likes him, because she's going to be heading back to New York City as soon as her dad is well enough to get back into the store. So they decide though that they are going to fake date and help him get the job, and it's been really cute. Like I said in my last vlog, the banter has been so good. I have absolutely loved it, and I've really loved the friendship that developed between Grace and Noah, and I love Grace's heart in like wanting to help Noah. Kind of her heart behind it is just, it's so sweet. I am thoroughly enjoying it. I think I can finish that one today. I also think I can finish Homicide in hardcover today, hopefully. I only have like 30 minutes left in the audiobook, so super hopeful about that. But that's my reading update. Let's get the day started. Let's get going and let's have a good week. Hello. It is the evening. I am obviously home from work. I am already in my pajamas. I've already showered and taken all my makeup off and washed off the day. It was a great day at work, but it is also so nice to be home and underneath the covers and just checked in for the night. I don't know about anybody else, but I go into full hibernation mode when daylight savings time ends. I am so not as productive in the winter as I am in the summer. I feel like when I come home in the summer, I get so much done in the evenings, and in the winter, I get like 2 things done. The sun is already down, it's pitch black outside by like 6:30, and I'm done. I'm like ready to go to bed at 8. So anyways, story of my life in the winter, but that's what we're working with tonight. But I am just enjoying some reading sprints on Jesse's channel. It is with Jesse and Gwen, Jordan, and Ashley. And so I'm just enjoying some of those, getting some reading done tonight because I didn't get to read much this weekend. And so it's nice to dive back into some of my books. Today at work, I actually did end up getting to finish Homicide in hardcover. I do not have the book with me, but I'll just insert the cover right here. But I did end up finishing it, and in my last vlog, I mentioned that I wasn't really jiving with it. And I thought maybe I was the problem. Maybe it was just because I was so in the mood for holiday romances. But the more that I've sat with the book, now that I'm finished with it, I do not think that that's the case, unfortunately. I couldn't even pinpoint what it was at first that I didn't really enjoy. I think the book was just mediocre for me. First of all, I think that it was about 50 pages too long. I think it could have been 40 to 50 pages shorter, and that would have made it exponentially better. I also feel like it was pretty raunchy for a cozy, and so that kind of had me thrown off. And then also, I felt like it was a little bit pretentious, something about the setting of it. So if you don't know what this one's about, it is following a woman named Brooklyn. She is our amateur sleuth, and she is a book restorer, or a book surgeon, if you will. And so she takes old and antique books and she restores them, gives them new life. And she was trained by her employer and her friend, her mentor. And unfortunately, he is found dead at a museum where there is an event happening for his latest book restoration. It felt very much like rich people drama, and there was just something about the setting of that, the museum, the kind of white collar crime-esque aspect to it that I just did not jive with. So obviously this is a very beloved cozy mystery series because there are a million books in the series. So I feel like I want to give the second one a shot before I write off the entire series, but also I'm not super drawn to it. So I don't know, if you've read this series, let me know your thoughts and let me know if I should continue. But as of right now, I'm kind of sitting at a no, unfortunately. But I did finish that one today. And so after I finished that one, I still had quite a bit of work to do that was kind of mindless that I could do while listening to an audiobook. So my hold at the library for the audio for Dead and Gondola came in, and I went ahead and started it. And guys, I love this book. This is the first in a Christie bookshop mystery series. It is about 2 sisters who own a mystery bookshop, and they are both like obsessed with Agatha Christie. They even have a cat whose name is Agatha, and they are holding a book club meeting one night when a really mysterious gentleman comes into the bookstore and kind of lingers around. And because he's so mysterious, the 2 sisters end up following his gondola cart in their car after the book club meeting is over to try to figure out what his story is, and he ends up dead. And so of course they decide it has to be murder, it must be murder, and so they get involved in the case since they are the witnesses, and then they decide to start trying to solve it themselves. I am not super far into it, but I am already obsessed with the vibes. It is so atmospheric because of the way that Anne Claire writes the scenery and just the environment. It's so good. It's so atmospheric. I am loving it. I feel like this book is a super comforting read to somebody who loves like pure mystery books. Not necessarily thrillers, but mysteries. And there's just something about it, especially if you're an Agatha Christie lover, you will love all of the little nuggets. They reference Miss Marple all the time, and I'm just obsessed with it. It is bringing me so much joy. I am so glad that I dived into this one today after finishing a book that was not my favorite. Just really, really excited to continue this one. I have been reading a little bit further into the Twisted Tea Christmas by Laura Childs. I am not very far in it, but I am so glad to be back in Theodosia's world. That is the main character in this series, and she owns a tea shop. In this one in particular, she is actually catering and hosting a event being put on by Miss Drusilla, which is a extremely wealthy woman who is in her 80s, and she has called this event, and she is going to announce at this event that she is donating all of her wealth to charity. But before she can do that, she is found dead. I just found out how she died, and so the mystery is really starting to pick up in this one. I also found out that they didn't just kill her, but they also robbed her, and so obviously it's all tying back to that money, that wealth, and I am just very, very much enjoying being back in this tea shop and in this world. I really love these characters. This also, as I mentioned in my December TBR, is a series that I'm wanting to restart from the beginning, so I'm just really, really enjoying it, and it makes me super anxious to start the series over next year. And then I also started during these sprints, and that is Nick and Noelle's Christmas Playlist by Cody Hall. I am loving it. I am loving it. This is a friends to lovers romance trope. I also didn't realize that it is also a fake dating trope, which I actually generally don't enjoy that much, but I am enjoying it so much in this book. And I'm also enjoying that in Kiss the Girl, which I'm reading on my Kindle right now. And so I might need to reevaluate my statement that I don't enjoy that trope. Maybe it just has to be done a very particular way, but either way, I am loving it in both of these books. In this book, you're obviously following Nick and Noelle. So far, Nick has made his way home for Christmas. He is in the military and he comes home and he's so excited to spend the holiday with his family, with his girlfriend, and with his best friend, Noelle. But when he gets home, his girlfriend ends up breaking up with him and saying that she's found another guy and that she doesn't understand why he would have expected her to wait on him. She is quite the piece of work. And so one evening when they're all out with their friends, Nick and Noelle find themselves on the dance floor when Nick's ex-girlfriend walks in with her new boyfriend. So Noelle comes to the rescue to make her see what she is missing, and so she kisses him on the dance floor. And right now, Nick is trying to figure out why that felt so natural and real to him. And honestly, I am just enjoying it so much. Noelle, she lost her parents, and so she's super guarded and she doesn't want to lose somebody that's important to her ever again. And so she's hesitant to think of her feelings towards Nick as anything other than friendship. And now Nick is trying to figure out why he feels this way, and I'm just really, really enjoying it. I will say this one, unlike Kiss the Girl, is not going to be closed door, I don't think. So just know that, but I am loving it. So I'm going to continue to sprint with these girls, and I will update you guys with any more thoughts if I have them tonight. Otherwise, I will talk to you guys tomorrow.
Christmas lights are
welcome to day 6 of Vlogmas. Today is just a pretty normal work day. I am gonna have to really grind at the office. Today's kind of a big day. We have some big trainings going on. We've switched some companies up, so it's gonna be a good day, but might be kind of hectic, but for good reasons, so I'm excited for that. And then tonight we have a fancy vendor dinner. I will show you guys our outfits because we have to get all fancy for it. So you don't have a whole lot of excuses to get that fancy sometimes. So I'm pretty excited about that. I wanted to give you guys a reading update though. Last night after I signed off with you guys, I got into bed after sprints and finished Kiss the Girl, and it was super cute. It didn't end up being as high of a rating, I think, as I had originally thought when I first started it. Really, the first half I just loved and I devoured, and the second half, it just kind of, I don't know, felt a little bit lackluster. I still think it's a super cute, light holiday romance. So if you're looking for that on Kindle Unlimited, I highly suggest it because I did really, really love the friendship that formed between our two main characters, Grace and Noah. I had such a fun time reading it. I think I'm gonna end up rating it like 3.5 or 3.75, which is still a really solid rating from me. Sorry if you shifted, my battery died. So that is the vlog life. I feel like I'm constantly changing batteries, but that is my update on Kiss the Girl. But I don't know that I will have much else for you today. I'm sure I will check in later this evening, but I hope you guys have the best day today, even though you're not gonna see this today. Okay, anyways. Okay, so ignore the unmade bed and the awful lighting. Hopefully you can see, but I ended up going with this little black sweater, and I just tucked it up underneath because it's actually really long. So I tucked it up underneath with just all the way around, and then I chose this dress. It's like the color is not really coming off on camera, but it's like an Everest green. I felt like that was appropriate for Christmas time. And then I went with some very high heels, but that's what we are wearing to dinner tonight. After dinner, look who I found. Hello, today is December the 8th, I believe, and today is another day that my husband and I took off work, so we've got some fun things planned today. I think I'm gonna have him go with me to like a local independent bookstore that I absolutely love, but he's never been there, so I think we're gonna go and browse around there. We're gonna get some lunch, might go to check out maybe a couple of breweries or something. I don't know exactly what all the afternoon will hold, but I will take you guys along with me, of course, and I wanted to give you guys a reading update on Nick and Noelle's Christmas playlist. It's still so good. I have made it to chapter 20, which is a little over halfway, and I am still really enjoying it. I think I've said this before, but the friendship is so sweet. It's so genuine. If you guys haven't caught on yet, I am pretty easy to please when it comes to enemies to lovers. That tends to be my favorite trope, but I am finding that maybe the childhood friends to lovers is really where it's gonna be at for me, because I love that aspect of it. Them reflecting on like all that they've been through together, the loss of Noelle's parents, and just that dynamic is so beautiful. The way that her family, his family loves her and just really cares about her. His sisters are totally for this relationship, even though they all know it's not real, it's fake dating, but they definitely are pushing it to be real. And where we're at now is we've had a couple more moments. Nick has really decided that Noelle is the girl for him. He has processed it, and he has kind of opened his eyes to how beautiful that relationship can be. And so he decides that he is going to start pursuing her, but she has major walls up. She does not want to get hurt, and she doesn't want to lose him. He's one of the most important relationships in her life, and so she doesn't want to lose him. And she really is pushing back on any idea of them trying a relationship to see if it works, because she doesn't want to lose that friendship. And he has, in the last chapter that I read, decided that he is just gonna let her realize the beautiful thing they could have on her own, and he is going to stop necessarily outright trying to pursue her, but rather just trying to show her that it could work and that she doesn't have anything to worry about, and that even if it didn't, he is not going to drop her. Like, he can't not have her in his life. So anyways, that's where we're at so far. They've both agreed to do this like Christmas pageant thing for his mom. They are she's gonna sing and he's gonna play in a band with his sisters, and I am really loving the music aspect of it. He has really good music taste, or should I say Cody Hall has really good music taste, because all of the music references in this have been on point. There's even a playlist, an actual playlist in the back that I'm gonna check out after I'm done with the book, and it's really good. There's some good stuff on it, so I love when authors do that kind of thing. So anyways, still really enjoying it. I'm hoping maybe I can finish this tonight. I think I only have like an hour and a half left on audio when I'm playing it at 3 times speed, which is the speed that I do whenever I'm reading along. So might be able to finish it tonight before I fall asleep, but we will see. Today is going to be such a good day. I'm excited to spend it with Jeff, and I will see you guys soon.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby.
Friday. It is the next day, but I thought I would do a book haul for you guys with what I got from Full Circle Books. I picked out 2 for myself, and then Jeff actually picked 1 out for me, and I'm going to vlog myself reading that in the new year. And we will see how well he knows me based on what he picked out for me. So I saw Lauren and her husband do that in a vlog, and it was so much fun to watch. So I hope that you guys will enjoy getting to see whether or not my husband knows my reading taste or not. I feel like he did pretty good, but I guess we will have to see. And then I also have a reading update for you guys because I finished Nick and Noelle's Christmas playlist. And then I have a couple of random things that I thought I would share with you guys. So let's start with the book haul. The first book that I picked up for myself is Once Upon a Wardrobe by Patty Callahan. This has been on my radar since it came out last year. I, first of all, adore the cover. It gives me so many cozy vibes. I love it so much. But also, I loved this author's book, Becoming Mrs. Lewis, which is about Joy Lewis, that is C.S. Lewis's wife, and it's a fictional account of their real life romance. It made me fall in love with C.S. Lewis 10 times more reading that book, and it also made reading his book A Grief Observed, which was written after she passed away, it made that book mean so much more after reading Becoming Mrs. Lewis. So if you have not read that, I highly recommend it. I'm very excited to see what this author does with this story. And then I also picked up another one that has been on my radar for a hot minute, and that is A Botanist's Guide to Parties and Potions by Kate Kovari, I think is how she says her last name. This is a cozy mystery of sorts. It's a historical cozy. I think it would be considered a cozy. It might actually probably just be considered a mystery, but it feels cozy to me. I am gonna read the synopsis to you guys. Okay, it says, the lost apothecary meets dead girls in this fast-paced STEMinist adventure. Newly minted research assistant Saffron Everly is determined to blaze a new trail at the University College London, but with her colleagues' beliefs about women's academic inabilities and not so subtle hints that her deceased father's reputation paved her way into the botany department, she feels stymied at every turn. When she attends a dinner party for the school, she expects to engage in conversations about the university's large expedition to the Amazon. What she doesn't expect is for Mrs. Henry, one of the professor's wives, to drop to the floor poisoned of an unknown toxin. Dr. Maxwell, Saffron's mentor, is the main suspect, and evidence quickly mounts. Joined by fellow researcher and potential romantic interest, Alexander Ashton, Saffron uses her knowledge of botany as she explores steamy greenhouses, dark gardens, and deadly poisons to clear Maxwell's name. Will she be able to uncover the truth, or will her investigation land her on the murderer's list in this entertaining examination of society's expectations? So this sounds like so much fun. Not obviously in every way, not the botany and not the historical aspect of it, but it does give me the same vibes as the Sherlock Holmes series, if anybody's read those. Those are about Sherlock Holmes's like great-great-great-granddaughter. She is at university and gets kind of wrapped up in having to solve crime, and I loved those books, and this is giving me a similar vibe. I think just the university aspect, the mystery aspect, and then also a female trying to prove herself. I just love it, so I am definitely excited to get to this one. Okay, and lastly is the book that Jeff picked out for me. I literally think he could have just picked it out based on the title alone, because the title alone sounds very much up my alley, but he picked out for me The Sunday Philosophy Club by Alexander McCall Smith. First of all, it's important to note that my husband does not read, so this probably was a little bit difficult for him to pick something out. Also, he obviously, because he's not a reader, doesn't necessarily follow me on Goodreads, and so he doesn't know what I've read and what I haven't. So first of all, I'm very excited that he picked this author, because this is an author that has been on my radar for ever. This author, he actually has written one of the like most famous cozy mystery series that is out there. It's so long, it's such a long series. It's called the #1 Ladies Detective Agency, and I have never read any of those. So I've always been intrigued by this author, but this is actually the first in a different cozy mystery series of his. This is the first in the Isabel Dalhousie mystery series, and so I'm just really excited to dive into it. Obviously, I love my Sundays and I love philosophy, so this is really up my alley so far, but I'm gonna read the back to you guys. It says, in this first installment, Isabel is attending a concert in the Usher Hall when she witnesses a man fall from the upper balcony. Isabel can't help wondering whether it was the result of mischance or mischief. Against the best advice of her no-nonsense housekeeper, Grace, her bassoon-playing friend, Janie, and even her romantically challenged niece Kat. She is morally bound to solve this case, complete with wonderful Edinburgh atmosphere and characters straight out of a Robert Burns poem. The Sunday Philosophy Club is a delightful treat from one of our most beloved authors. It sounds so good. I'm so stinking excited. Okay, and then a little bit of a reading update. I finished Nick and Noelle's Christmas playlist. I loved it. It definitely gives you all of those sweet, romantic, Christmassy vibes. So if you're looking for that, I highly recommend it. Also fun to note, it is free on Audible. So if you have an Audible account, it should be free. It shouldn't even take a credit. I believe the second one, There's Something About Mary, is also that way. So definitely I'm going to be picking that one up later this month. This ended just how I wanted it to. I loved it. I didn't feel like I was missing anything from it. I definitely will say this is pretty spicy. If that is not your thing, I would not pick it up. I was easily able to kind of just skim over that, but I know not everybody wants to have to even do that. So I just wanted to throw that out there that it is pretty steamy. I think I ended up giving it 4 stars. So highly, highly recommend. And once I finished that, I ended up starting Love Light Farms, which I am buddy reading with Jordan over on Bookish Gem. I am so excited to give it a start. I have only gotten like 1 chapter in so far, but I am planning to read much more this evening or listen to it because I do know it's on Scribd. So I'm gonna be listening and reading, and then also maybe listening and getting some other stuff done tonight. But I am super excited about it. But before I sign off and I start my cozy evening, I wanted to show you guys a couple of other kind of random things, but I think that they're fun, and I think you guys will think they're fun. The first is I am a huge puzzler. I love doing puzzles, and my family knows that. And so my sister-in-law and her entire family, this is what they got me for Christmas, and it could not be more perfect. But it is a puzzle, and yes, you're reading that right. It is a Costco puzzle, but I had to show this to you guys because look how difficult this puzzle is going to be. Like, what? I don't know if you guys can see with the glare, but there are people everywhere. Like, it's gonna take me forever. But I just thought you guys would get a kick out of that. I thought it was so funny, but also like the perfect gift for me because I love a good challenging puzzle. Last, I thought it would be fun to share with you guys some Switch games that I've been playing that I've really been enjoying this holiday season. I know a bunch of you probably are not maybe cozy gamers, but I love putting an ambiance on my TV and then putting an audiobook on my phone and sitting next to the fire with my Switch and just playing a puzzle game. I really enjoy puzzle games. I enjoy like point and click, like hidden item type games. And then I also really enjoy like adventure games. So that's kind of the vibe that I go for. But a couple of the games that I have been playing this season are Faircrofts Antiques. This is a point and click Christmas game. They have another one that's just like kind of wintry that I might try to buy in January to play then, but of course this month I'm all about the Christmas one. It is just simply a game that has puzzles within a puzzle and you have to find hidden items. I love those types of games. They are super fun, easy, like light, don't require a whole lot of brain power, so I really enjoy those. And I also just recently got Roki, which is a adventure puzzle game, and it is based off of Scandinavian folklore. The graphics in this are so awesome. They're so beautiful. It is so wintry and just perfect for this time of year. You solve puzzles, but there's a bigger adventure involved. You also are collecting items and drawing maps, and it's just been really fun so far. Like I said, the graphics make this the perfect game to pick up this season. So those are just a couple of games that I've been playing lately. I have really been enjoying them, so I thought I would share them. Guys, I hit 1,000 subscribers and I literally can't even wrap my brain around that. I am just so crazy honored that anybody wants to be my friend. But I am even more honored that you guys want to talk about your love of books and your love of all things cozy with me. Just glad that you guys are a part of my life, that you allow me to be a part of yours. So I just cannot say thank you enough. Making this channel was the best leap of faith that I have ever done. You guys have brought me so much joy, and I just can't really get over it, and I can't talk about it too long or I'm gonna get emotional, but I just love you guys. We were supposed to have our Christmas party tonight on Olivia's channel, but unfortunately a lot of us are under the weather, and so we just could not make it work, but we rescheduled. We didn't want to do it missing any of our group, so we decided to just reschedule it. So tonight became open, so I think I'm just gonna use it to read, cozy game, maybe a puzzle. We'll see how wild we get on this Friday night.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. Promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sun said it is just getting better on a...
This is such growth for me. I am filming in the parking lot. Who is she? I finally feel like I might be able to call myself a YouTuber now. Because I always struggle to film in parking lots because I'm always nervous about what everybody else is thinking, and I really don't feel that this time. So we love personal growth. Obviously, I'm out and about. I am Christmas shopping, and I have made a couple of stops. I'm not going to be able to get any more footage because it is crazy town. I waited in line for probably 15 minutes at World Market just to get to the front, which I know is not even like a fraction of what some people are probably having to wait. But I did just leave Barnes & Noble, which was the craziest place of all the places I've been so far, which I thought was kind of funny because most of the time our Barnes & Noble is pretty chill. But I wanted to show you guys what I got because I went in only planning for one book and I walked out with 3. So we'll just call these my Christmas present to myself because I was not supposed to buy anything for myself today, and I've failed twice. But the first one that I went in knowing I was gonna get is Dead and Gondola by Anne Claire. As I mentioned earlier this week, I have been listening to this, but I stopped listening to it because I really want to read along with it because I am loving it so much. Next up, I'm telling you guys, the buy one get one tables, they get me every time. Every single time I go in looking for one book, I see a book on that table that I really want, and so I go ahead and grab it thinking, oh my gosh, like I get another one for half off, so it's like practically free, right? This time I ended up getting a River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. This book is one of the books that I am choosing from the suggestions that you guys gave me over on Instagram. If you guys aren't following me over there, be sure to follow me over there. I share more about my life, I share more book goodness, but I asked for book recommendations from you guys because each month of the year of 2023 I am going to be taking from you guys your suggestions and choosing one book to read each month from y'all. So this is one of the ones that I am choosing for those 12. I will reveal the rest of those over on Instagram. This book has actually caught my eye numerous times, but I hadn't seen the paperback, which I'm sure it's been out for a while. I just haven't seen it, but it caught my eye. The cover is beautiful for the paperback. I am very, very excited to get to it. And then next is a book that I have never seen before, but it was also on the buy one get one table, and I also believe it was a Barnes and Noble like monthly book club pick, and that is The Appeal by Janice Hallett. From what I can tell about this book, it is about a theater group and one of the cast members comes up dead, and so you have like 15 suspects, I think. Yeah, it says 1 murder, 15 suspects, can you uncover the truth? But the reason I went ahead and got it was not just because it sounds like a really fun mystery. Some of the blurbs even compare it to Agatha, which you know I love. But the thing that caught me the most was it is epistolary. So it is told completely through emails and text messages and even I think some articles and stuff from the local newspaper. But I am very excited. One of the blurbs even says a hugely satisfying intellectual challenge. So we love to see it. We will see whether or not I can guess who done it, but I'm very excited for this one. So that is my mini book haul for the second time this week. Your girl's gotta stop. Right now I'm gonna go meet my husband for lunch. He actually ended up having to work a little bit this morning, so he went into the office, worked, and now I am going to go meet him for lunch. Okay, so I was editing the footage for this vlog to get it up today, and I realized I never actually did an outro clip. So here's your outro clip. I hope you guys are having an incredible Christmas season. I hope that as the days inch closer to the holiday that you guys are just being more and more filled with joy and peace and happiness and merriness and all of the good things. But I will of course see you guys in my vlog next week, and we will talk soon. Goodbye, my loves.